Nope. Chillmonger here with a spoiler review for this thriller. Nope, not my genre. I don't watch too many. I was over here watching the trailers, the pre-trailers before the movie. Like, what is going? Fall seems like an awesome movie. So this is a new experience for me, or a unique experience for me from my bread and butter, which would be these guys here. Yeah, see the champions, guys. I think that this movie, and I'm glad I didn't see the trailer. I had just pulled up the trailer and watched it right before this review. If you want to see a movie, you know you're going to see the movie because I guess the director, the actor, the story, never watch the trailer because you'll have a way more enjoyable time. That trailer gave too much. This movie is an enjoyable movie. It starts off slowly and you start asking yourself, is this really necessary? Why do I really got to know that the monkey, the chimpanzee did what it did? What's going on here with the photo inside that wishing well? That emerald, like, oh, sorry guys, I photobombed. All right, guys, it's kind of really slow. I don't really need to know that you can't look that horse in the eye or he'll back kick behind. And then we get to the middle of the movie, and then a whole lot of those nothing scenes all of a sudden go, oh, there's a real purpose for that. So of course that's storytelling and that's building on what we want. The performances in here, Daniel Kaluuya is talent. His role was to play a guy who's just a little introverted. He's not the public speaker. His sister is. So he did that. And I guess maybe whenever his highs happened, because he was such a kind of just dull guy, maybe not maybe it did mean more. But I mean, nothing. No Oscar over here. No Oscar for over here for him. Emerald though, oof, I like her. She's a whole character. I like what she said and what the movie wanted to teach us about. The first like 2 seconds of a motion picture where some guy named Hayward. I now know that. Why? Because Hayward horses. Like the alliteration is Triple H right there. Shout out Paul Levesque. It was Triple H, and now we know that. Like the movie had a goal with like educating you, and it fit because she used it during the sales pitch in a storyline reason. I understand why that character would say that to those people, and I like that a lesson was taught, which I think is valuable. Unless you're like, oh, I almost said somebody's name. Unless you're a racist, you think there's value in that too, and it's kind of nice to know. So the education and the messaging, especially coming off of when I was watching Ms. Marvel on Disney Plus, that'll be her right there. She's the one right in the middle. The way they handled those lessons about the country of Pakistan and our they tried to even treat you a little some about religion and handled horribly, and it felt like the story had to stop so that this character could go back in time. It was trash. This flowed. So that is that as far as history lessons. Another character in here was Angel. Man, this guy got welcomed into the family, didn't he? And then all of a sudden he's saying, "Oh, you guys can sleep over at my place." Okay, Angel, I thought you were gonna die for a minute, but you didn't. He was very supportive and a smart dude too. I thought he was being disrespectful to them, like you guys don't know how to install anything. No, he was there. He was necessary. Our tech guy. He found out about that cloud that didn't move, and I love that. It was right there in plain sight for me and you to watch. We weren't thinking that. It reminds me of Attack on Titan. You guys remember when they were drinking coffee? But to you and I, we're like, yeah, that's coffee. But we don't think about how the characters in Attack on Titan don't know what coffee is because it's not native to the land that they grow on. We didn't know that the characters in Attack on Titan were drinking coffee were from another land. But it was similar to that because if you just don't know about clouds and you don't know about what to look for, then there it is. Angel. Man, what was the name of the other guy with the freaking camera that wasn't electronic? That man, he was like, he's at the end of his life. He's been living for this alien stuff. He said, "There's only one way for me to go out." I think he streamed the whole like trip all the way up on his portable and on his second hand camera. And unfortunately, it looks like that does not give you no footage of that. The whole movie had a few jump scares. The first one that comes to mind was the best jump scare that came to mind was when OJ was like in his vehicle. He rolls up the window. He like peeks out, looks up. He says nope. He closes, and then on the windshield, whoosh, that fake horse hit him. Okay, that was cool. That was a good little jump scare. Second one was what happened earlier when the kids of Jupiter were there to sneak into the barn. At first, I'm like, "Oh, this has gotta be a joke. It's gonna be definitely Emerald." But then when 2 popped up, I go, "Ooh, there's 2 aliens." This I started to think, "Okay, when have we ever seen 2 people together in this movie other than OJ and, Emerald? So this has gotta be real. Oh, this we picked up." But nah, it was like a false alarm. But it was the first time he did say nope. He backtracked and he had his phone out to record. The phone had, I guess, electricity. So I should have known, but no, I was swept over in the moment. It was a fake. That was a little thing that came out of nowhere. It was just a good moment. I laugh my head off every time they say nope in this movie, knowing that it's called nope. And it was really funny. I was cheering for them to actually like not engage a whole lot of times. So you're not supposed to look at it in the eye. It is a predator. It's not just a flying saucer. It does have, I guess, a unique, maybe like Tentacruel from Pokemon if you actually get to it. They didn't show that in the trailer. I'm gonna do a Rhea and pop the trailer up while I talk about the movie, okay? And then the horses in here all had a little bit of personality. The father dies in a very graphic way, man, with that. So what happens is this scene wasn't in the movie, was it? No. And she's gonna flirt on a girl right now. That was in the movie when she was in the shop. She was like, "Hey, you look really good." I don't remember this scene in the movie at all. Here, when the dad dies, phone goes out. I'm gonna watch this movie a second time with these scenes in mind. That the phone goes out every single time. Hey, what about other people who look to right straight in its eyes? Hey, this is a predator. Like I'm gonna think exactly that way when I'm watching this film a second time. Here he is dead, and she gives that speech. There's one moment maybe we should go to here. When every time he would be inside this barn or underneath some sort of like place where they're being blocked, it made a lot of sense. There was even a moment, guys, when it was Angel, and Angel was actually covered in like a blue tarp, and that blocked his vision from looking up. And oh, that's why Angel gets to live. I think that those barbed wire things cut up the alien, but, the alien did change its form, and once it changed its form, it was like, it was different. The one horse named Lucky, which didn't look, I'm like, "Yeah, right, Lucky's the best horse ever." The way that they used the wacky wavy inflatable arm flailing tube men hooked up to car batteries was a cool touch. A good little twist when the guy with the e-bike came out of nowhere. "Oh, this place doesn't show up on Google Maps." There were at times where I go, "Yo, is this movie happening in 2008?" They said Oprah how many times? But Google Maps, but then the tech was kind of odd, but then they are in the sticks and like they're not in a major city or anything, so maybe like the stuff that I'm accustomed to living in Toronto, maybe like that takes a little bit of time to get to the places kind of outside of the mainland. It takes place in current the world. When you say Google Maps, I'm thinking it's definitely got to be post 2010. How can I add to this movie? I'm not the thriller guy. You know who is though? Perp Minded. So you should listen to Perp Minded talk about this movie on his YouTube channel, Perp Minded. If you need other people to listen to, I don't know, just search Nope review. But I definitely recommend Perp. I'm out, guys. This was quality entertainment. Maybe